Friends, listen closely. The secret to manifesting anything you desire lies not in waiting or striving, but in a simple shift within. It all begins in the sacred theater of your mind, where your imagination breathes life into what you want to become real. This inner world is the forge where your future is shaped. I do not chase what I want. Instead, I live as if it is already mine. I feel it deeply, fully, and without hesitation. I see the scene in my mind's eye, alive with vivid colors, sounds, and sensations, as though it is happening right now. This feeling, the feeling of the wish fulfilled, is the key that unlocks the door to reality. Understand this: the world outside is a reflection of the world inside. Your external circumstances bow down to your inner state. So, I refuse to be swayed by what I see around me. I do not argue with appearances. Instead, I hold fast to my mental assumption, unwavering and confident. When doubt tries to creep in, I remind myself, faith is not blind. It is the evidence of the unseen. I nourish this faith by revisiting my imaginal acts, repeating them until they are etched deeply in my subconscious mind. This mental discipline is where the magic happens. I do not worry about the how or when. Those belong to the unseen forces working behind the scenes. My task is simple: to persist in feeling my desire already fulfilled, and to walk through each day with gratitude, knowing that what I seek is on its way. Manifesting is not a mystery reserved for a chosen few. It is a natural law, accessible to all who learn to govern their thoughts and feelings. By controlling the mind's focus and embracing certainty, I call forth miracles, transforming dreams into reality. So, this is how I manifest anything I imagine, I feel, I believe, and I live in the end. This sacred practice aligns me with the infinite power within, the power to create the life I desire and deserve. Imagination is the creative power that shapes every experience we encounter. Before anything appears in the physical world, it first takes form in the mind. The images, stories, and feelings we entertain internally serve as the blueprint for what manifests externally. It is through the vivid use of imagination that we impress our deepest desires upon the subconscious, which then sets into motion the unfolding of those desires in reality. This creative faculty is not just a fanciful daydreaming, but a purposeful, deliberate act of bringing something into existence by giving it life in the mind. When you engage your imagination, you step into a realm beyond the limitations of your present circumstances. You transcend what the senses tell you and tap into the limitless possibilities that lie within. This power allows you to mold your future by envisioning the end result clearly and feeling the fulfillment of that vision as if it has already occurred. In this way, imagination acts as the invisible architect of your life, designing every detail and orchestrating the path to your desired outcome. Moreover, imagination fuels belief. It transforms abstract hopes into tangible experiences inside your mind. The more real and alive the imagined scene, the stronger its influence becomes, not only over your emotions, but over the very fabric of your being. This energizes the subconscious mind, which does not distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically present. As a result, your imagination becomes a powerful magnet that draws the circumstances, people, and opportunities needed to realize your vision. It's important to understand that imagination must be purposeful and controlled. Random or fearful thoughts cannot build. They only scatter your creative power. By consciously directing your imagination toward the outcomes you desire, you engage the creative power within you to produce results. This disciplined use of imagination is the secret to unlocking endless potential and turning your inner dreams into outer realities. To truly manifest what you desire, you must move beyond simply thinking about it. You must feel it as if it is already yours. Feeling the reality of your desire means immersing yourself in the emotions and sensations that accompany its fulfillment. It is not enough to picture an image or repeat affirmations. You need to embody the experience fully, letting your heart and mind align with the state of having what you want. This feeling creates a powerful vibration within you, a signal that communicates to your subconscious mind that this reality is already in existence. When you feel your desire as accomplished, your whole being shifts into a new frequency. You no longer doubt or hope. Instead, you live in the certainty and the joy of possession. Imagine the warmth of gratitude, the excitement of achievement, the calm satisfaction of knowing your wish is fulfilled. These emotions are the language through which your inner world speaks to the outer world, instructing it to conform accordingly. Your subconscious mind, which governs your habits, beliefs, and experiences, responds to this feeling by organizing your reality to match it. This feeling must be vivid and consistent. It should awaken every sense, touch, sight, sound, even smell and taste, to create a convincing mental scene that your subconscious cannot ignore. For example, if you desire financial abundance, feel the freedom and peace that comes with having money. Imagine the security it brings and the opportunities it opens. If you desire a loving relationship, feel the warmth of connection, the laughter shared, and the deep sense of companionship as though it is already happening now. This practice of feeling as if your desire is real bridges the gap between imagination and manifestation. It breaks down the mental barriers of doubt and lack, replacing them with confidence and expectation. The more you can maintain this emotional state, the faster your external circumstances will align to reflect the reality you hold inside. Feeling your desire fulfilled is the secret fuel that powers the creative engine of your mind and draws your dreams from the invisible into the visible world. To manifest anything effectively, it is essential to live fully in the end result, rather than getting caught up in the process or focusing on what is missing. Most people make the mistake of looking at their current reality and measuring their progress based on what they do not yet have. This focus on lack or the steps they must take keeps them anchored in a state of wanting and separates them from the true power of creation. Instead, you must shift your attention entirely to the completed desire, to the experience and the reality of already having what you want. Living in the end means that your thoughts, emotions, and actions all align with the outcome you are seeking. You do not wait for external evidence or signs before you allow yourself to feel fulfilled. You embody the state of the wish fulfilled right now, as though the manifestation has already taken place. This mindset transforms your present moment and your entire being, attracting circumstances that mirror this inner conviction. When you focus on the process or on the steps involved, you are engaging with a future that is not yet guaranteed. You are essentially living in a gap between now and then where uncertainty and doubt easily creep in. But when you live in the end, you bypass this gap entirely. You live as if your desire has materialized, and that changes the energy you emit. It magnetizes your goal by aligning your subconscious mind with its reality, making the path to manifestation smoother and more direct. Moreover, living in the end frees you from anxiety and impatience. You no longer struggle or push against obstacles. Instead, you move with a quiet confidence that what you seek is already yours. This attitude allows you to act from a place of peace and assurance, rather than desperation or lack. The outer world cannot help but respond to this internal state, gradually rearranging itself until the visible circumstances match your invisible conviction. By keeping your focus on the end result and refusing to be distracted by the process or the absence of your desire, you harness a powerful creative force. This force works silently but relentlessly to bring your imagined reality into the physical world. Your job is simply to hold steady in this fulfilled state and allow the natural flow of manifestation to unfold. Assumptions are the foundation upon which your reality is built. What you accept as true without question or hesitation shapes your entire experience of life. When you assume something to be real, your mind aligns itself with that assumption, and your subconscious mind begins to work to bring that assumption into physical form. It's not about wishful thinking or hoping for something to happen. It's about firmly accepting and living in the belief that what you desire is already a fact. Every action you take, every thought you entertain is filtered through the lens of your assumptions. If you assume scarcity, limitation, or failure, your reality will reflect those beliefs. Conversely, if you assume abundance, success, and fulfillment, your external world will begin to mirror that inner conviction. The power of assumption is absolute because it bypasses doubt and hesitation, directly impressing the subconscious mind with certainty. This certainty then sets in motion the forces that manifest your desires. Assumptions operate silently and effortlessly. They do not require constant analysis or conscious effort once firmly established. The moment you make an assumption, your mind accepts it as the truth, and you start behaving, thinking, and feeling in ways that support that reality. This is why it is critical to monitor what you assume about yourself, others, and your future. Even small assumptions can have profound effects because they ripple outward and create the conditions that sustain them. Living in the assumption of your desire fulfilled is the most effective way to create change. This means discarding all doubts and contradictory thoughts and holding unwaveringly to the belief that your goal is already achieved. When you do this, your inner world becomes so compelling that the outer world has no choice but to follow suit. Your assumptions become the invisible blueprint that guides every step toward your manifestation. Your inner state is the true governor of your outer world. It is the unseen engine behind every experience, event, and circumstance that appears in your life. No matter what is happening around you, it is your feelings, beliefs, and thoughts that create the lens through which you perceive reality. This inner condition is like a seed planted deep within you. Whatever you nurture there will grow and eventually manifest outwardly. If your inner state is one of peace, confidence, and abundance, your external world will reflect those qualities. But if it is filled with doubt, fear, or lack, then that too will shape your reality. This connection between the inside and outside is constant and automatic, though often unnoticed. You might find yourself reacting to life's events as if they control you, but in truth, your inner state is what is directing the flow. By consciously managing and elevating your internal world, you gain the power to shift the circumstances that seem fixed or unchangeable. Your outer world serves as a mirror, showing you the current state of your inner being. When you cultivate a state of joy, gratitude, and certainty, you are effectively broadcasting that frequency into the world. People, opportunities, and conditions that match this vibration are naturally drawn to you. On the other hand, if your mind is dominated by worry, resentment, or scarcity, you are unintentionally creating barriers and attracting experiences that confirm those feelings. This is why it is crucial to guard your inner conversations and the emotions you allow yourself to dwell on. The transformation of your external life begins with the transformation of your internal state. The moment you take responsibility for your feelings and beliefs, you step into the role of the creator of your reality. The outer world is not fixed or random. It is fluid, shaped, and molded by the state you maintain within. By mastering your inner landscape, you unlock the key to shaping a life that truly reflects your highest desires and intentions. Faith is the undeniable proof of what cannot yet be seen with the physical eyes. It is a deep inner knowing, a certainty that exists beyond the realm of visible evidence and logical reasoning. While the senses may tell you one story, faith insists on another, that your desires, your dreams, and your goals are already real, even if they have not yet materialized in the external world. This belief acts as a bridge, connecting the invisible world of possibilities with the tangible world of experience. Faith does not rely on temporary feelings or fleeting hope. It is a steady, unwavering conviction that what you seek is already yours. It provides a foundation that supports your imagination and feeling, giving them the strength to influence your subconscious mind. Without faith, the mind wavers and doubts creep in, blocking the flow of creative energy. But with faith firmly in place, you move forward with confidence, knowing that unseen forces are aligning to bring your vision into form. This faith is cultivated through persistent focus and emotional involvement. It is nurtured each time you return to the mental scene of your desire fulfilled, each time you feel the joy and gratitude of having what you want. As this inner conviction grows, it becomes impossible to deny or dismiss, becoming the internal evidence that guides your reality. It acts like a magnet, pulling the circumstances and opportunities that correspond with your belief. Faith is not a passive state. It requires active engagement. It calls for you to trust the process, to continue imagining and feeling without wavering, even when the outer world appears to contradict your desire. This trust is the invisible force that sustains manifestation, allowing you to hold your vision steady in the midst of uncertainty. Faith is the living proof that the unseen is real and that your inner world will inevitably shape your outer world. Repetition of the mental scene is a powerful tool because it deeply impresses your subconscious mind, embedding the desired outcome as a reality it must bring forth. The subconscious does not question or analyze. It simply accepts what is repeatedly presented to it as fact. By returning again and again to the same vivid mental picture, the scene in which your desire is fulfilled, you create a strong impression that becomes ingrained within your subconscious programming. Each repetition strengthens the mental image, making it more real and more influential over your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. This repeated experience trains your mind to accept the desired state as the natural and inevitable condition of your life. The subconscious mind then begins to organize your actions, decisions, and perceptions to align with that mental blueprint, guiding you toward its manifestation. It is not enough to think about your desire once or twice. Consistent, persistent mental rehearsal is necessary to override old habits and limiting beliefs. By revisiting the scene daily or even multiple times a day, you build momentum in your creative process. This repetition acts like a seed planted deep in fertile soil, which grows stronger and more rooted over time until it bursts forth into physical reality. The mental scene must be rich and sensory-filled to make a lasting impact. The more detailed and emotionally charged it is, the more effectively it impresses the subconscious. With repetition, the subconscious stops distinguishing between imagined experience and real experience and begins to treat the mental scene as truth. This process transforms your inner world, shaping your external circumstances to match the reality you have impressed upon your mind. When manifesting your desires, it is crucial to release any concern about how or when they will come to pass. Focusing on the mechanics or timing only creates resistance and doubt, which can block the flow of your creative power. The mind often tries to understand the exact path or schedule by which your desires will unfold, but this need for control pulls you away from the natural process that works beyond your immediate perception. Instead, your attention should remain fixed solely on the feeling of the desire fulfilled, on the state of having what you want, as if it already exists. Dwelling on the how invites confusion and impatience because it places you in a place of uncertainty. You start to question whether the conditions will ever align or if the means to your desire will be sufficient or timely. This mental struggle breeds frustration and weakens your faith, causing your vibration to shift away from the reality you wish to create. When you resist the invisible workings of manifestation, you unknowingly delay its arrival. By contrast, focusing only on the fulfilled desire cultivates a mindset of trust and surrender. You allow the unseen forces to work on your behalf without interference, knowing that they operate with perfect wisdom and timing. This doesn't mean you stop taking inspired action or doing what feels right. Rather, it means you detach from outcomes and stop trying to orchestrate every detail. Your energy is invested in the end state, fully feeling the joy, peace, or abundance that your desire brings. Holding this unwavering focus on the fulfilled desire aligns your subconscious mind with that reality. It removes the barriers created by doubt and impatience, and creates a fertile inner environment where manifestation can flourish. Your role is to keep the mental and emotional emphasis on what you want, trusting that the how and when are already being handled by forces beyond your awareness. This shift in focus opens the door for effortless manifestation, allowing your desire to move from imagination to reality without delay or struggle. Mental discipline is the cornerstone of successful manifestation because your thoughts and feelings are the forces that shape your reality. Without control over your mental landscape, your mind drifts into doubts, fears, and conflicting desires, which create chaos and confusion within your subconscious. This internal disarray prevents your true intentions from taking root and expressing themselves in the physical world. To manifest deliberately, you must develop the ability to observe, guide, and direct your thoughts and emotions with intention and consistency. Controlling your thoughts means choosing what you allow to occupy your mind. It requires awareness of the mental patterns that run automatically, often shaped by past conditioning or external influences, and the conscious decision to replace negative or limiting thoughts with those that support your desire. This doesn't mean forcing yourself to think positively all the time, but rather cultivating the skill to gently redirect your focus whenever you notice yourself slipping into doubt or worry. Equally important is mastering your feelings, because emotion is the language that communicates most powerfully with the subconscious mind. Feelings act like fuel, amplifying the power of your thoughts. When you maintain feelings that match the reality you wish to create, such as joy, gratitude, peace, or confidence, you reinforce the mental commands you give yourself. On the other hand, unchecked feelings of fear, anxiety, or frustration dilute your creative energy and block manifestation. Mental discipline also involves resisting distractions and mental noise that pull you away from your inner vision. It calls for patience and persistence, as the mind naturally resists change and prefers familiar patterns. Developing discipline means training yourself to return consistently to the mental scene of your fulfilled desire and to cultivate the emotional state that supports it. Over time, this repeated practice rewires your subconscious, making your new beliefs and desired reality the dominant influence on your experience. This self-mastery creates a strong foundation for manifestation because it aligns your entire being with the outcome you seek. Instead of being tossed by random thoughts and emotional storms, you become the steady captain of your inner world. With mental discipline, your creative power flows smoothly and surely, allowing you to bring your desires into existence with clarity and confidence. Your consciousness is the only true reality, because everything you experience, every circumstance, event, and relationship exists first and foremost within your own awareness. The world outside is a reflection of what you hold within your mind and heart. It is not the external things themselves that define your reality, but the consciousness through which you perceive and interpret them. This means that the source of all creation and change lies in your own inner state, your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. When you recognize that your consciousness shapes your experience, you begin to see that the limitations and challenges in your life are not fixed facts, but projections of your inner beliefs. By shifting your consciousness, by altering what you focus on, how you feel, and what you imagine, you effectively transform your reality. The outer world cannot contradict the dominant state of your consciousness, because it is merely a mirror reflecting back what you hold inside. This understanding empowers you with incredible creative freedom. Instead of feeling like a victim of circumstances beyond your control, you realize that you are the architect of your life. The power to change anything begins with changing your consciousness first. By raising your awareness and deliberately cultivating the mental and emotional states that align with your desires, you set in motion the forces that manifest those desires externally. Consciousness is not static. It flows and evolves based on what you feed it. When you feed your consciousness with visions of success, health, love, or abundance, it naturally shifts toward creating those experiences. Conversely, feeding it with fear, doubt, or limitation locks you into those very conditions. The reality you experience is therefore a direct expression of your internal state of consciousness. making it clear that the only reality worth attending to and mastering is the one within you. Gratitude is a powerful force that amplifies the process of manifestation because it shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from wanting to receiving. When you cultivate genuine gratitude, you acknowledge the good already present in your life, no matter how small, and this recognition opens your heart and mind to receive more. Gratitude creates a positive vibration that resonates deeply with the creative energy of the universe, acting like a magnet that draws even greater blessings toward you. Expressing gratitude changes your emotional state instantly. It replaces feelings of doubt, frustration, or impatience with feelings of joy, contentment, and trust. These elevated emotions are the language your subconscious understands and responds to, reinforcing your belief in the reality of your desires. When you feel grateful, you are essentially sending a signal that you appreciate and accept what is coming to you, which removes resistance and accelerates manifestation. Furthermore, gratitude deepens your connection to the present moment, grounding you in the here and now rather than in anxious anticipation or worry about the future. This presence allows you to align more fully with the flow of creative energy, making it easier for your desires to take form. As you practice gratitude regularly, you cultivate an inner environment rich with positivity and expectation, which nurtures your manifestations and brings them forth more quickly. Gratitude also expands your awareness of abundance beyond material things. It opens you to appreciate relationships, experiences, lessons, and the simple beauty of life itself. This broad perspective reinforces the belief that you are always supported and provided for, strengthening your faith in the manifestation process. In this way, gratitude acts as both a catalyst and a sustaining force, elevating your vibration and keeping you in harmony with the reality you wish to create. Ignoring contradictory evidence in your outer world is essential, because the physical reality you observe is often slow to catch up with the reality you have already created within your mind. When you focus on what appears to contradict your desires, whether it's setbacks, delays, or negative circumstances, you give power to doubt and disbelief. This attention to opposing evidence weakens your inner conviction and disrupts the creative process. The outer world is simply a reflection of past beliefs and impressions, and it takes time for new assumptions to manifest as visible changes. Holding firm to your inner vision means consciously choosing to disregard any external conditions that seem to deny your fulfilled desire. By ignoring contradictory evidence, you prevent it from infiltrating your thoughts and emotions, which protects the integrity of your mental state. Your subconscious mind cannot differentiate between what is imagined vividly and what is observed externally if you consistently focus on the reality of your desire fulfilled. But when your attention shifts to the contradictions, your subconscious receives mixed signals, creating confusion and delaying manifestation. Maintaining your focus on the end result requires a disciplined mind that refuses to be swayed by temporary appearances or negative reports. This does not mean denying reality or being blind to circumstances. Rather, it means understanding that the outer world is mutable and responsive to your inner state. The contradictions you see are simply remnants of old programming, shadows of a reality that is no longer aligned with your new assumptions. By consciously ignoring them, you reinforce the truth of your desire within your consciousness, allowing the external world to gradually realign with the vision you hold. Ignoring contradictory evidence also fosters patience and faith, two essential qualities in the manifestation process. It keeps you centered in the feeling of certainty and fulfillment, regardless of what the senses report. This steadfastness creates a powerful, energetic signal that cannot be ignored by the forces of creation. Ultimately, the outer world must conform to the inner reality you persistently maintain, and by dismissing any contradictory evidence, you ensure your consciousness remains pure and focused on what you intend to manifest. Remember that the power to manifest anything lies within your own consciousness. By mastering your imagination, assuming the feeling of your desire fulfilled, and maintaining unwavering faith, you align yourself with the natural flow of creation. Mental discipline, gratitude, and vivid imaginal acts strengthen this connection, while ignoring contradictory evidence keeps your focus pure and steady. Manifestation is not a distant dream, but a natural process that unfolds when you live fully in the end result, embracing the reality you wish to create. Trust in this process, nurture your inner state, and watch as your outer world transforms to reflect your deepest intentions. Thank you for listening and embracing the limitless power within you.